All right, Vikings banter. We are back out here, just like riding one of the greatest highs of all time. I was watching like old clips of like the greatest teams of all time, like Brett Favre with Moss and AP. I think it only lasted one game, um, but I'm like back in that era now. So everything that you heard last week is over. I was actually
Whoever was
trying to figure
listening
out
last week, we
that.
apologize.
Well, yeah. So I was trying to figure out like where on the Ring of Honor if they had to take like Fran Tarkington down in order to get JJ McCarthy up.
Yeah.
Um, I'm in. I'm sold.
The fact, we'll go with the goods. There's trades in the NFL. There's a whole new outlook. We can just recap what the fuck we just watched. It's so funny when we all show up kind of for the first time unified. Like, yo, we are fucked. If we could pull up clips of John last week, just like saying we're gonna get dog walked, we're gonna get taken behind the shed. But that's, I mean, we should have. And if you didn't watch this game and you just look at the stat sheet, it doesn't make sense how we won. We tied the turnover battle, lost the time of possession battle. They had more plays, they had more yards. I don't know how we won that game on paper, but then when you watch the game, we could have won by fucking 2 touchdowns.
It's because we had a dog, dude. JJ
It's one of the
McCarthy's a
most confusing
dog.
games I've ever seen in my life.
He's done enough in the situations where he's needed to step up, and he had that nice third down at the end to ice the game away. So he's done just barely enough, I think,
That
to keep.
pass was insane.
Yeah.
That is the most, if you want to know how Kevin O'Connell feels about his kid, because, like, dude, I have friends who are like, oh, I can't believe you guys gave up Sam Darnold. Like, you're crazy. You guys would be competing for a Super Bowl. Because you watch him and the guy had an amazing game, and then he throws the worst pick ever because that's just what he does. Great
Right.
system quarterback. But if you want to know how Kevin O'Connell feels about a player, you see that third down for the game and he fucking throws that crazy ass pass to Jalen Naylor. That
Mhm.
was insane.
I'm
Not,
not.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
one of
one of
those
those
things.
things.
I'm
I'm
not
not
scared
scared
at
at all.
all
Something
anymore.
happened.
Oh
Oh
shoot,
shit.
I got to take that off. Okay,
Good.
I'm not scared at all anymore of any of this. Like JJ McCarthy is the type of guy that he can be in that scenario, and you can just give it to him. It still annoys me that the coaches held this from us. Like why he needed to be like so darn healed in order to get to a place where he can just do what he needs to do. But they ultimately everything that we thought that they didn't have trust in him, they completely dissolved like early in that game by relying on him and making sure that he was the guy with the ball in his hand, like taking the shot.
It's funny because John and I talked after the game and we were recapping based on the post game locker room speech. And we were
Mm-hmm.
just like, look, and also just like JJ's face paint, like he's going to war and all this stuff. And you're like, look, as long as you're winning and you're coming up with these badass plays, like that shit flies. But at the end of the day, like if you go on a 3 game losing streak and you're coming in the locker room like a fucking wrestler and you're like, let's fucking go, all this shit. It's like, dude, chill the fuck out, okay? This is a business. A lot of men's lives, like livelihoods, rely on this. Like a lot of guys in the NFL, I'm sure, have just come to the conclusion like, we're not winning. We're not here to win. We're here to put money on the table, put food on the table. And JJ's like, ah, is
He's kind
screaming
of
in
doing like a
everyone's
little bit of
face.
Jackson Dart
It's like,
stuff. Like I get
yeah,
it.
it's like
It
okay, just let's just like find a middle ground of like you're the fucking dog, but then when you get back in the locker room, like you're an adult and these guys can rely on you, you know? There's like too much wrestler in him.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I was
don't
like,
know.
pump the brakes a little bit. We didn't have one receiver over 50 yards, right? I mean, it just, he threw for 143 yards, like in week one, barely any production. The
Yeah, but at
second
least
half,
he's
just basically
forcing it to
nothing. He had
JJ.
nothing going on. We relied on the run game and strong defense to win that game. Without Blake Cashman playing like a psychopath, without Grenard coming back and doing well, without Van Ginkel making plays, like we're not take away that blocked field goal and we lose that game, right?
You
So,
know how we won the game, and I give
mhm.
you credit, John. Myles fucking Price won that game.
Yep, yep,
That will be the one that people overlook. Myles Price had 5 kick returns for 164 yards.
yep.
Is- Every time we got the ball, it was in good, it was in positive field position.
And
We
then
were never
even so,
backed up.
Detroit opens the game and they go down and score immediately, and then Price responds with a huge kick return, and you could tell
51-yard return.
it gave the team a huge lift, got everyone fired up. We had the short field to work with.
Mhm.
JJ McCarthy off scripted plays immediately goes down and scores a touchdown. So it seems like he does very well in these scripted plays early on, but when you start to like the game progresses a little bit, it's like teams kind of pick up on him or he doesn't really know what he's doing. Still think he's still trying to figure out this league. You could
Oh,
tell again the play clock was running low almost every single time. There's that whole sense of urgency. I think him getting the play in and understanding what's happening, he's still a little bit like lackadaisical with that. He's still give me that Ricky quarterback type of like antsiness where it's like I don't think he has full control and command. I think he looks very good under pressure. He is able to read that very well. He doesn't look like he's flustered or he's tapping the ball or anything like that. And I like it when he breaks the pocket. So those are some good things. But I'd like to see him actually start making some intermediate and deep throws connecting on them. It seems like we couldn't hit on any of those. So,
well, yeah, the deep shot he took to Addison was
right.
short. Thankfully,
Yep.
Addison made a nice play on the ball. But what I did like was getting out of the pocket, that rollout touchdown to TJ
Yep.
Hawkinson. Like now you're moving the pocket. Teams can't just, before with Wentz, like our O line was supposed to be great. It's been injured and whatever the excuse is for it not being good. But with Wentz, you knew where he was going to be, staying in that pocket. JJ gets outside the pocket, and now Kevin O'Connell's offense is dangerous again
Mhm.
because you get JJ in the end zone. You get, TJ Hawkinson now was wide open by the time he moved the pocket. He has some special stuff that you go, okay, this is why Kevin O'Connell hinged his entire reputation on this kid. Um, but exactly what you said, he's completely not in control yet. He's not up to speed. He ran 9 times on there was like one design run, but maybe 8 that were just scramble, freak out, try to go get some yards, and he ran 9 times for 12 yards. So clearly he's
Mhm.
not going anywhere when he's running. It's just a
But
desperation
there's
scramble.
something
Right.
about him that our whole system ran better with him. And
Absolutely.
that's kind of all that really matters because at the end of the day, we're going to hype this guy up. I'm going to tell everybody that he should be like first ballot Hall of Famer, but he's still all we need on this team is like a pretty well-run game manager that just like
Mhm.
fits the system. Like his mobility is
Right.
like a nice little asset. For some reason, our run game was just like flying, and then our
Right.
defense was actually taking chances. So, and there must have been something about like the trust of him being able to run the system that they go, okay, we can kind of like open it up even on the defensive side of things because we trust like who's at the helm of this thing. And then from there, it just works.
Yep.
This, yeah, the system is designed for.
We don't need him to blow the doors off and to win games for us as a quarterback. We just need him to not make mistakes and to make a third down, throw at the end of the game. We don't need a Mahomes or a Josh Allen type performance to win. That's not the formula for success for this team. We need to gash them on the ground with the run game, to play strong, stout defense, and maybe a couple times JJ, Justin Jefferson, if you will make a catch, convert a first down if we need to. But I mean, we only need him to be like the 22nd or 24th best quarterback in this league,
No,
right?
no,
We're
no,
not.
no, no. 24th, no chance. He's got to be for us to be a competitive, real playoff team. He's got to be at the like 15 level. Like that's where you want him at least by next year. Um,
And when I'm
but
saying that, it's like look at how well our offensive line played with Darisaw and O'Neal had a little bit longer of a week coming off Thursday night football. The team just seemed healthier. It seemed like a lot of our guys are coming off injury report finally now. I think it was a huge lift to see Van Ginkel back. I think that was a major difference on defense.
Yeah.
But you could see the reason why we won that game was because of our defense, straight
Defense
up.
and special teams. Special
Yep.
teams. We got that field goal block. That's a fucking momentum changer. Every time Myles Price returned the ball, that was a momentum changer. Like
Hmm.
setting your young, I still call him a rookie, but first year quarterback with a short field is one of the most valuable things you can do. Obviously, keeping the pressure. Detroit looked like they got their fourth downs, which we were talking during the game. It's just crazy that they go for it so
Right.
often. But they're a confident team and they have very good players. But it was like they kept their momentum going. But then, like I said, I don't know. You look at this stat sheet and it doesn't make sense how we won based
Yeah.
on the numbers.
Well, we bottled up Jamar Gibbs too, and he's been a
Oh,
problem
Jameer
for
was
us in the
killed.
past.
Yeah. Yeah, we
So
stopped that. Oh, and we got the timely Montgomery fumble. That was
that
big.
was huge.
That was
Cashman, oh my
big.
God, player of the game for me on defense.
And Isaiah Rodgers still just making plays. That kid is just finding ways to get in. He's not the best corner. He's not a cover guy. He's not locking you down, but he just has that game changer mentality. Like he finds ways to get near the ball.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, the only thing that even gave me any fear throughout the game is just watching the Lions always go for it on fourth, and of us having to continually deal with that.
yeah.
And that level of confidence is infuriating and just pisses you off because you're like, okay, this team always believes.
Yeah.
But down the stretch, it was nice finally getting into a flow where you're like, yo, I think we actually got this thing.
Yeah, it was
And I know
surprising.
Luke never thinks that, but it
I
did. We did kind of have like this rolling momentum that
yeah.
just kind of slowly played into our favor, and that's something we're just not that used to.
Well, based on the last couple of years of playing Detroit, when they started coming back at the end, I was like, "Here we fucking go!" Like you made us believe for three quarters, and now the other shoe is gonna drop, and here comes fucking Detroit. And the Jamison Williams bomb touchdown killed me because I'm like, we're still giving up these deep passes. Like, there's still things we need to address, but I think JJ McCarthy is still good. Like I'm still confident. I'm not giving up on JJ McCarthy. So many people have, and it's so stupid to me. The kid has a special ingredient. Cock believes in him. JJ's still
Mhm.
the best receiver in football. Addison is a great number two. TJ Hawkinson has more in the tank than we're showing. I think we need better running backs. Aaron Jones is old and just continuously gets dinged up, but he has burst. Jordan Mason has not looked comfortable running the ball for the last like 3, 4 weeks. We get CJ Ham back this week. That should help the run game big time. John and I found this video online of this guy breaking down the game and found something so cool and interesting. Basically, what Brian Flores figured out, which is what makes him an absolute genius. Every time Jameer Gibbs, who's their much better, much more explosive running back, every time he was in on a blocking play, we blitzed linebackers. So he had to pick up the blitz, and he was just getting laid out by linebackers. Blake Cashman laid his ass down. Gink laid his ass down, which has to slow you down on the offense.
Wilson too had a nice sack at the end
Wilson,
there.
Well,
dude,
that's
they
what
were
I think it was with
lighting him
Wilson where
up.
they tried to do this like ISO thing, like center of the field, and Gibbs just gets like eaten up.
Well, when you're standing there to pass block, it's not the same thing as like a roughing play. Like you can light that guy up. Like you're going to stand there as a blocker. Here we come. And they're just
Right.
Oklahoma drilling him. It was one of the most brilliant things ever because you're putting your best like he's their best player. And you're just putting him in harm's way. So your choice is leave him out there to get nailed every play or take him out of the game. We got 20 pressures, 5 sacks, which is a season high for Detroit, and 7 pressures allowed by Jameer Gibbs alone. So
Mm.
we just gave the model to the rest of the NFL. Like, if you see Gibbs in, change the play and blitz his ass.
And I hope going forward too that Brian Flores figured something out, or this, and it starts to, ramp up the rest of the season with his defense here, because we're going to need him to step up big here looking ahead. Lamar Jackson's playing like an absolute psychopath right now. Derrick Henry, we know how good he can be. But our front seven's been playing very well. I think that our secondary is a little exposed at times. I think Rodgers gets beat quite a bit at corner. Yes, he can make the plays or whatnot. Byron Murphy hasn't been as good as he was last year. We definitely need him to step up. We need an interception from him. We have like hardly any picks on this team, which is weird. But I think in order for, going forward, we're going to need to have some great play calling and good defensive adjustments that Brian Flores had against the Lions in this Ravens game, or else I don't think we have a shot again. So
I kind of wish the Ravens game was like a primetime game where we could have like a Lamar just like fall apart like normal. But
you got to find him in the playoffs for that.
he's doing really well, and what are they already at 5 losses, so they can't afford another loss. So
they can't lose. They're 3-5 because he was out for 5
yeah.
weeks.
So this is going to be a tough. They're going to come out with vengeance, like with fire under their pants, and I think this team is too good for. It'll be a tough one. And we're going to need to see some more plays from Addison and Jefferson, I think. And yeah, at least we're at home, right? But we've played kind of like crap at home too with that same. We're 1-2 on the year, so, and I've been to both those losses, so fun.
So don't go to the game this week.
Yeah.
No, but at least look, the Ravens have, in a year of historically bad defenses from Dallas and Cincinnati, the Ravens have one of the worst defenses in the NFL. They have good players. They just haven't made plays. They just gave away Jair Alexander to the Eagles. So I guess that was a failed attempt.
But he wasn't really playing, was he?
No, he wasn't getting on the field, but clearly something was bad enough because I thought he was a stud. So clearly he's not, it's kind of like a Jamal Adams situation where he's just not as good as we remember him being. But the Ravens are healthy. They need to win games. They cannot keep losing. But on our side, what a momentum shift in the NFC North. Green Bay embarrasses themselves, losing to the Panthers. I don't care what the Panthers' record is. The Panthers fucking suck. Okay. Jordan Love sucks ass. We've said this 1,000 times on this program. The guy gives you one of the best games in the NFL this season. What does he do to follow it up against an inferior team? Shits the bed. Guy sucks. Don't want to hear it. Detroit loses to us, and Chicago wins in a maybe
they should have lost. They should have lost.
Maybe the most exciting game of the year. Ridiculous. Yeah. So the division is up for grabs, boys.
And we have all the games sitting there. Like you could potentially run the table and ruin it for everybody, and put this into like a really locked up situation. Running into the wild card,
we're 2-0 on the divisional road games, which is unbelievable.
All we need to do, fuck running the table. I don't expect that. It would be dope, but I don't expect it. We just got to win the divisional games, and we lock up a spot. That's all you got to do. Win the games that matter. Fucking Baltimore, whatever. Chicago, win that. Green Bay, let's go win that.
I'll be at that game at Green Bay. Yeah.
Washington game just got way easier because Jaden Daniels looks like he'll be out for the season.
Is that right?
Don't care.
Oh,
Giant.
Yeah, dude, you can't. His arm broke in half.
Dude, that was disgusting.
I heard he's coming back.
No.
It was his non-throwing, you know what I mean? We already know what that's like with Carson.
Yeah, but it's the whole thing with him being like literally the franchise. You can't touch it.
Yeah, and they're done.
If it was Scatabo, you obviously put him immediately back out there.
No,
the Commanders have been such a disappointment, man.
They just can't. Nobody can stay healthy on that team. They've been hurt all year. I've been so locked in on the Commanders because of my fantasy team, and it's just, it's taking years off my life. But yeah, just win the division games, man. And of course, we end with Green Bay, same as last year, where we ended with Detroit.
I don't get that. I don't understand the scheduling that late of a division, whatever, And then we have home against Lions and at Green Bay. That's ridiculous.
You know exactly why they do it. They want it to all just like stem.
Oh, home and home, yeah.
Yeah. We get Green Bay. What is it? The Thanksgiving game? Yeah.
They're honestly like the playoff and the wild card could be on the line with those last two games.
Yeah,
Like those
it's
could be
like last
defining
season.
factors between like one team's getting kicked out of the playoffs and the same exact team could potentially like go probably like I don't know, like the second overall like into the playoffs or some stupid shit like that.
Well, so that's what happened to us last year. We were
Yeah.
tied for the best record in football, and then we lost the stupid one game against Detroit, and we ended up getting a road playoff game. Like they're changing the rules because of that.
14 wins, and we have a road playoff.
That is what's kind of cool about our last two games. Like that is what's happening. Is like
It's
can
cool if
all
we
three
win.
of
I
those
feel like
teams
it'll
go to the
come down to
wild card
that
or
now.
not?
But yeah, do you guys have any predictions here for this weekend?
Oh,
Dude.
God, we're so bad at this.
I know it's tough to say.
I expect to lose because they're a better team than us and they're pissed. And Lamar is just the most disgusting offensive guy.
What's the
If you
line
blitz
on this game,
Lamar,
John?
3.5 Ravens.
if you blitz Lamar, you're not going to have a good day. And that's what we do best. So,
We're a plus 195 LJ to win money line.
I don't really know what the plus 190 things work,
So,
but the 3.5 points, I get what you're saying there.
so last week we had the biggest upset of the season so far. We were 9.5 point underdogs and we outright won. So that was the biggest spread upset this season.
And which it should have been. I'm not mad with that. I literally last week I thought the rest of our season was an auto loss.
yeah.
So
And
did I.
now
So did
I'm
I.
looking at this board.
But now the way our defense played, the way that JJ looked, you're starting to think that maybe this team has a chance if we can run the ball like we did, if we can play
Oh, he
defense like
thinks
we did.
we're the best team in the league again.
And I look at that turnover that he threw. That was such a joke. What do you guys? That interception? I don't
You
even
got it
count
taken
that.
away from him.
It
Yeah,
was
you can't.
ridiculous. Was ridiculous. And then also, Justin Jefferson caught that ball going to the ground. Another one that they failed us on. So it's been becoming like a trend that we're getting these like calls reversed that are clearly catches. But it's like, and here's the thing: it should stay on the field unless they have visual evidence to overturn, which is confusing
Wasn't
to
it
me.
Addison that got it stolen from him? Was it
Yeah,
JJ?
Addison
Yeah.
got the
That was
turnover.
not our ball, though. I wish I could be that
Right.
guy.
I know that was silly.
No,
That was
it's
so
just so
silly.
many of
I
those
think he
plays go to
came
the
on the
ground.
ground and they played a little game of scrum and he came away with it. But I don't. You got to stop throwing it behind the guy too. That's another thing.
That's a big thing. Is JJ's got to start getting his dick out and fucking launching a goddamn
And
ball.
he even
So
took
many balls are scored.
accountability. He took accountability. He says there's a lot
Good.
of things I can clean up, which it's good to see that he's at least he's
Amazing.
aware of that. I
Because
think
he did throw that. I
he'll
mean,
be the
like,
first that'll hold himself accountable. So that's good.
well,
Go ahead.
Justin Jefferson had an easy touchdown. You have Justin Jefferson one-on-one doing
Yeah.
like a 5-yard out. Throw it up. Like,
Mhm.
have him be the only person that can get the ball. It's kind of easy. And
But
he like
Kirk-
he throws it like right in his pocket. It's like that's an easy pick six, and that's the most embarrassing type of one, right on the goal line like that.
Yeah, those are no good. But the keys to success to try to beat Baltimore is definitely look. JJ can't throw for more than 150 yards so far. You need to get into a shootout. If you're going to throw it, you're going to be in a shootout with the Ravens. I don't think we can compete in the air. But if we can run the ball, hopefully CJ Ham is back. O line stays healthy. Knock on wood. If we can just run the ball and slow them down, leave Lamar on the sidelines, make their offense, not firing and clicking, then you can keep momentum and just, drain the clock. Keep this a low scoring game, maybe force a turnover to make them make a mistake, get them to try to juice their offense and throw an interception or something. But Derrick Henry is a tall task.
I stand by what I said. I think Price will return one, and there won't be a penalty. So
Well, yeah, he got penalized again with the stupid block in the back.
he is that good. I think he can have multiple this year. Price is a
He's
special
unbelievable.
returnment. Yeah,
The freak.
And I love it because he's not running it in a way, sometimes these guys that are super flashy are going to break. It's either like they break or fumble. And he actually he runs head up. He's not running like an idiot.
he's got good vision.
Yeah, it's pretty sick to see.
I wish we had
God,
more
I mean,
available.
I look at this game and I'm just hoping that like I hope that Lamar can finish the game.
I don't.
I just think that like our defense is on now. I'm looking at their roster. Derrick Henry is still pretty good. I'm not scared of them anymore. They're 3-5, dude.
He was out for 5 weeks.
They had 4 losses in a row to the Chiefs and like teams like that. So
When Lamar's out, you can't be expected to win. Cooper Rush led them to 3 straight losses, and then Tyler Huntley got a surprise win.
I mean, they lost to the Lions, Chiefs, Texans, and Rams, 4-game losing streak, and then they lost to Bills week 1. So they've only ever beat the Browns, the Bears, and the Dolphins. So
I mean, don't
are
get me
we in
wrong.
that?
They
Are
could
we in that
obviously
echelon?
like
If the
totally
Vikings,
slaughter us.
this is a litmus test for us. If we're in the echelon of the Lions, Chiefs, Texans, Rams, if we're in that type of category, we have to beat the Ravens.
Yeah. I couldn't believe we were, none of us thought we were beating the Lions. If you can just play good football and not fuck up, you can win any game in the NFL, any given Sunday. But do I expect to? No.
But we've got the roster to do it. We don't have the injuries like we used to, and earlier in the season. So
Yeah. No, you're
let's
right.
let's see what Jones does, and if he can come back and play a full game. I like the running back by committee quite a bit. He looked so good out of the backfield. I thought that was the difference for us too. Also,
We made no moves today, but I kind of like that. I don't want to keep giving away draft equity.
yeah.
Yeah. There were some crazy moves today, but no one NFC North stood pat. No one made a fucking move. So I'm good with that.
I think I'm going 23-21 Vikes. I do think it's going to get close.
I think we got that secret weapon, the kicker, right? Riker is so money. That's the difference. I'm leaning LJ's way too. I think we take it down, but it's going to be tight.
I got 24-21 Ravens.
Damn. All right. Well,
I think it'll be tight. Watch us get.
Let's go. You guys.
We need a good locker room speech.
Dude, this fucking Kevin O'Connell speeches, man. Everyone with the ball.
We can't let this shit be an emotional letdown. We gotta come back stronger and keep getting better. And every little detail of every little phase of our fucking game.
Look at him,
like
dude.
a dog in the street.
Yup.
That's our QB. That's our QB one right there.
If I was if I'm Harrison Smith and I've played through 10 quarterbacks, I'm standing in there like you threw for 150 or 146 yards, I would just be like, shut the fuck up. But also like, yay, like good shit, kid, but like shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you have to play it, do it.
He's a winner. Yeah. He's a winner, man. I don't know what to say.
I would hate hearing that if I didn't win a college championship and this kid's like, oh, we ran every play, but I won and I get the credit. Like, I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
He's still only lost like 2 games in his life, right?
Yeah. The kid doesn't lose. And he was there. Did you see he was there 2.5 hours before the game, meditating by himself on the sideline?
Yeah. We switched it up. He used to do the goalpost. And now he's changed it up. So people were scared right away, being like, yo, bro, you've won 50 straight games doing this other thing. Nope.
Dude, I really hope he can. Like, I want him to be dope. I just want to see him throw for more than 150 fucking yards.
Right.
The goddamn
I want to see JJ get 100, Jefferson get 100 yards, or one of them has to go off with McCarthy. He has to build chemistry with one of them. Yeah. I don't think he has it with either of them right now.
No, I think he has it with JJ. I think him and Justin Jefferson are rolling.
I need to see more than 47 yards. You know what I mean?
Yes. But he got him the touchdown. If he had 47 yards and no touchdown, we'd be very scared. Right. But getting that touchdown, he can gritty. He can do his thing. Mm-hmm. It's fine. These guys want to celebrate. Don't fucking hold him out of the end zone.
I thought McCarthy's gritty was super dope, too.
It's better than Kirk's.
That's
He's
true.
Swagged out. and at the end of the day, Justin Jefferson's like, look, man, you threw me one and you also tried to force one to me. Like, a guy like that's going to take it. That's beautiful.
What jersey is that? That's not Aaron Jones. Is it Aaron Jones?
This Cook.
When he was 33 before he went to 4. Yeah, man.
I was like,
James Cook runs so much like him too. It's crazy.
So did you buy that before he tore his ACL and missed the whole season?
Yeah, I don't have the plague.
I think you do. I think that's what I'm getting at.
No, I don't have the plague.
You bought that, and he missed a year.
Dude, I don't have.
Man.
What are you talking about? I have the plague. I have this. I have AP. I have Teddy Bridgewater.
Missed 2 years.
I have
Bridgewater
Culpepper.
almost died.
I don't have the plague.
Name one player that didn't die.
Doesn't your like mom have ham or something, LJ? Or what?
No,
is she?
my mom's a
she's
huge
got
Jared Allen fan.
Cheryl's. She has Cheryl's, right?
Cheryl's and Jared Allen.
Cheryl's the guy who's not on our team anymore because he fucking fell apart. And then John bought JJ McCarthy last year and killed him. Dude, with only retired jerseys from now on.
All right, fellas.
All right, see y'all. Over and out. School.
All right. Dude, say it like a dog. What does he say?